Welcome to the Coquitlam Whiskey Barrel Podcast with your hosts, Uncle Corey and Uncle Dono.
Recording off some bullshit.
He left his Stanley Cup back on the ice in 1980.
It's embarrassing.
Let's give Corey a round of applause like you were the service staff at a wedding.
Who shot you? Separate the weak from the obsolete.
Back at it.
Back
in the homeland.
Back in the homeland, safe and sound, and this is what we've really been craving, I think.
It feels good to be back on Canadian soil where it's safe.
It is safe.
Where you can't pickpocket yourself.
I don't know what you're alluding to.
You know exactly what I'm alluding to.
But the fucking gypsy tried to take my money. Now, he didn't, and he wasn't able to. Maybe he wasn't able to because I didn't have my money on my person at all, and I had left it at a store previously. But if that gypsy had a chance to take my wallet, how about that question? Would the gypsy have taken it? I say yes.
I had my wallet on me, and I was not accosted by one gypsy.
He was a small gypsy.
For you've been to Europe like 105 times?
I have 17 different citizenships.
Yeah. And you tell me all about these gypsies.
Yes.
And they're just going to be all over your hands in your pockets.
Yes.
We saw like 3 little brown guys walking around with selfie sticks.
Yes.
And you, 45 seconds into our trip, thought you got pickpocketed. Like, for a man who's so well traveled and has been in the areas where you do get pickpocketed,
yeah,
you were panicking a minute into our trip.
Here's a question to that. Was my wallet with me?
No.
Was it back at the apartment?
No.
Did I don't want to use the color term that you just used, but did another man have possession of my wallet?
He was holding it safely for you. If that's
But
what you mean.
did nobody I knew had it other than some guy had my wallet, correct?
A kind Roman man found your wallet that was missing and held onto it safely for when you return, and he could return it to you.
Right.
With actually probably even more money in it.
He might have stacked it. I don't remember having that much euro in the wallet when I actually collected it. But it doesn't matter. I didn't just casually leave it in my suitcase like a fucking homeless person. I went out and
Casually left it on a counter at a gabbagool shop.
Well, I was buying a lot of gabbagool. I don't know. Maybe somebody told me to get in a rush and get an Uber and 2 bottles of wine and some gabbagool because we were on our way to the Spanish Steps. So while you lazy fucks sat in a bar and couldn't even figure out how to ask for the bill, I had a cab, 3 bottles of wine, and gabbagool. And I'm sorry that during that melee, I don't want to say that I wasn't robbed, but I have my wallet now. It just means that the wallet was gone. It wasn't on me when I didn't have it.
Typically when you go to a grocery store here, when you're paying...
That's a loose term for a grocery store.
The clerk?
Yes.
You pull your wallet out of your pocket.
Sure.
Expose the cash or credit.
Yes.
Hand it to the clerk.
That's what I did.
They hand you your change or your receipt.
Yep.
You put said wallet back in the pocket.
Not a chance. Not me.
You go straight on the counter and walk away.
I just fuck off with all my spoils.
Yep.
And I run out to my Uber.
The wallet. Well, so Don almost ruined our trip an hour in because he thought he lost his wallet. We never even got to see the second half of the Spanish Steps.
We got to the second half. We just never got to the bottom.
We never got to the bottom.
Never touched the
But
bottom.
you did buy some shitty little helicopter slingshot for €2 off a gypsy.
Which is in here somewhere. I don't know where it is and I haven't used it yet.
And you never will use it.
I had a dream to get...
Martin Luther King.
I even said to the guy, hey, I don't want the selfie stick. I don't want the laser pointer. I have both of those things. I know your fucking greatest hits, gypsy. What I really want is your tornado LED light thing through the sky. That's what I'm looking for. And I said to the dude, remember?
I remember.
And I said, that's not what I'm here for, bro.
No
you know
selfie
what
sticks.
I'm here for.
Yeah.
And he said, what? He pulled them all out of his pocket. And I said...
At the same time, he was reaching into your pocket.
Well, somebody was, because my wallet was gone. How did I even get money to pay for the gypsy thing? Must have had change.
I think Wendy gave you money.
It's a whole...
It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle.
It is. It's an enigma. That's what it is.
We apologize for the delay in getting out our secret bonus episode. If you haven't looked it up, it's there. Don't waste your time.
Please don't. Just a couple of drunk guys yelling in an apartment in Dubrovnik, Croatia at 3 a.m.
So if you're into that kind of thing, feel free.
Anonymously, I'm just saying I wouldn't watch it.
But we're gonna get this ball back rolling. Coming off a hot 222 views.
Yes.
On our most recent episode, which is great. So thank you. We love our fans.
Yes. We wouldn't do it without you, to be honest.
Well, there's no reason to. Otherwise, it'd just be you and me talking to each other into a microphone and then listening to it afterwards.
Let's be realistic about the situation. That's what we thought this was going to be from the get-go. And just an embarrassing internet tombstone of me and you thinking that anybody gave a shit about what we had to say for what we wanted to be 15 minutes and ended up the last one was an hour and 30.
As we say, we didn't think we'd make it this far.
We never do. We never think we'll make it this far. But we've made it. So
we've had a lot of questions and requests because when we last left you, to pick up the story where we were on the hunt for gabbagool.
Hunt for gabbagool.
Didn't know what it was.
Yes.
Didn't know if it was some sort of racist term against Italian people.
Turns out it's not. No. Thank you very much.
No, turns out it's not even a real word in Italy.
Nope. Absolutely isn't.
Turns out it's just a bunch of cold cuts.
Yeah, you want some gabagool in Italy, they look at you like you're a fucking moron. And moreover, so what the origin story of gabagool is a Sopranos reference. And if you listen back to the last episode, week 6 of the podcast, you'll hear that I say I think it's a Sopranos reference. I've never even watched The Sopranos, which is I hear is a fucking shame because I hear it's fantastic.
Shame.
But if they ask for some gabagool, what they're saying in the Sopranos reference, because we went into this a little bit deeper since we're pretty Italian now that we've been to Italy for last week, is capicola, which is a spicy salami. And so
you're really getting into like the ins and outs of gabagool.
Well, I asked for some capa fucking cola, and the guy didn't know what I was talking about either. So then I said gabagool, and he really didn't know what I said. And then I said prosciutto, and he went, "Yeah, I got that." And I was like, "I'll take it." And that's when you get the really expensive cut.
They hack it fresh off the hoof, though.
Right off the hoof.
That pig leg, and they just hack away. It's glorious.
We ate nothing but gabagool. Full disclosure, we're eating gabagool right fucking now.
We're right back to where we were because that's all we even packed our gabagool and flew it to another country just so we had it.
Yes.
We took it from Italy to Croatia.
Yeah. Just sliced cured meats, baby. That's what it's all about.
People really don't appreciate the erotic qualities of the salted cured meats.
Yeah, I keep trying to introduce it into the bedroom.
If you could just include TV into the mix, then you'd really have the trifecta.
Who doesn't? You ever watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Well, I've seen Seinfeld.
11:30 on a Tuesday. Anyways, so
that was that. We had a great time overseas. We've got a secret bonus episode out there for you if you wanted to listen, but we're back now.
You have to go find it because I'm not fucking broadcasting that shit. It's terrible.
I think it's kind of funny.
Why? Because I'm drunk as hell?
Well, yeah.
If you want to see drunk Don ramble for a while and trip over all of his words, not as if you're not used to that if you listen to this podcast, but it's really, but this one's in video form, so you can see my eyes trip over my words as well.
Very, very true. Let's get into some football. It's Sunday night, so we're gonna go over.
Let's recap what's going on at week 8. Right? Like, this is what's happening. This is the make or break. What week does our league go to? Week 13? So
it's the home stretch.
Yeah, we're well past halfway, and I feel good right now. I'm loose. I'm unloading when I'm ready to unload. My team is looking good. I've been struggling, but making it able to get wins. Made a nice ad drop this week. Picked up Juju something Schuster, and god damn it, did he have himself a game. I'm sorry that I wanted to open with that, but I'm really happy about myself right now. Have been struggling with winning with 87 points. And this week, I finally put up some numbers.
Your team was basically going from King's Landing up the stairs to Mato Pravicic's place.
Yes.
Just a constant uphill grind.
Always making moves.
The legs were working, the knees were going.
Yeah.
The lungs weren't. And now you're heading back down the stairs, picking up some momentum.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really excited about it. So, right now... and
it is tight. The standings are tight.
They are tight.
And they're only getting tighter, and it's glorious.
Well, that's good. Like I said, if you listen to the Secret podcast, you'll hear Corey Nightingale, who calls in. We appreciate that. Oh, which reminds me, I should open the phones.
Actually, yeah, let's open up the phones. Don's going to open up the phones.
Okay, so talk about something while I figure out...
Well, I'm just talking about the standings, because a lot of guys coming into this week... a lot. I mean, just myself is 5-2, but lots of 4 and 3s, lots of 3s and 4s. And only really maybe one guy out of it, maybe two. That's just based on roster construction and not really the standings. But it's going to be a hot finish. And I was speaking to our commissioner, our dog shit commissioner. I don't even know why he still has that role.
You were with him all day. Why didn't you ask him?
I did. Oh, ask him about why he has that role?
Yeah.
Because he just tried to slough it off on me.
He always sloughs.
He's a slougher.
A notorious slougher. Why is his team named Team Little Hands? It should be Slufferific City.
That's not bad.
I just came up with that.
There it is. That's your new name for next year. Anyway, I was making the point today that this year in the playoffs, teams 1 through 8, it's going to be competitive. Right now there's no favorite.
Yeah.
And I think anybody can beat anybody. The way it's looking like right now.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm excited.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point, right? Like, we were writing off teams like the Prius. Look at him at 140 right now. You know, we were writing off Kurt. Actually, Kurt's always had a pretty steady. He's had a good year this year, a steady year this year. Sully, just like as is, you know, like the Oakland Raiders go, the Reindeers go. Little Hands, again, just classic Little Hands. Trade Kareem Hunt. That's what I'm going to call Mike's name, not the Slufferific Rangers. It's going to be the Trade Kareem Hunts.
Well, trade Kareem Hunt, trade Will Fuller, trade...
Will Fuller went ham today, didn't he?
He's got like 11 catches on the year and like 8 touchdowns.
Well, that's impressive.
It's stupid. Doesn't make any sense.
Mikey's starting him. You know, swinging a prayer, hoping a prayer. If you're looking that up, I already got it.
The Wendy Law Studios are letting me down here.
What's the matter?
No, we're okay. I'm not afraid of Mike's team.
Why would you be afraid of Mike's team? Jay Ajayi, overrated as shit. Hasn't done anything. Should have traded him ages ago.
He left his boy Will Fuller on the bench.
Oh, he didn't even start him. What? Who would he?
A greasy 25.5 points on the bench.
Will Fuller? Who do you start over? Marvin Jones?
Marvin Jones is the greatest wide receiver of all time.
Well, did Golden Tate play? I don't know.
Yes, he did.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have started him then.
Well, Golden Tate's got a bum shoulder.
Robbie Anderson. See, Mikey's and Jamison Crowder. Wow. Mike's got all the greatest receivers in the world.
And no running backs.
0.
Kareem Hunt, and that's where it ends.
And, yeah, C.J. Anderson. Like,
I don't hate C.J. Anderson. He's good at a flex play.
Yeah, he's not Jamal Charles. I mean, Jamal Charles has outscored him the last 3 weeks in a row. And he's the back behind him.
Yeah, you're a big Jamal Charles guy.
Yeah, any chance that I get to praise Jamal Charles, I take it. And you just gave me an opportunity, so I took it. Next question.
Run with it, man. Just run with it.
Run with what? What does that mean?
Take it and run.
Like Jamal Charles does?
No, he's old. His knees are done. He's got a bad leg.
You know what's really sad about everything you just said there?
What's that?
Your knees are done, and we're both older than Jamal Charles.
I know. And
How about that?
I got a bad leg. I got one really bad peg.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. We want to talk about traveling and things getting ruined. Sayers got banged up. He was questionable to return the entire trip.
There was a Q beside my name the entire trip.
Doubtful at some point.
Some nights I was doubtful.
Knees, hips, nose. You ever had a man pour salt into his ear to try to figure out what's going on in there? Sayers did that by the gallon. While I was eating gabbagool and just walking marble streets.
There was not enough ice packs in the world.
There's no ice packs. They don't have ice. If you go to Europe, do what Don did. Go to the Chinese market and buy some fucking ice cube trays.
Did you not have an issue with that? The gabbagool man, calls. You asked to buy some ice trays, and you said, "Where can I go?" He goes, "You got to go to the Chinese store." It's just a Dollarama. Why doesn't he call it the dollar store?
Because it's just got there's no writing, because there's no Chinese translation to Italian. So they put nothing up. So you have to look through and realize that they have everything. It's a Dollarama, but there's Chinese women working there, and they all have really thick Italian accents. It was hilarious, and they were very helpful. I was really impressed with it, actually.
Anyway.
And I got my fucking ice cube trays. The Gabbagool guy didn't help me. The ladies did.
Just a friendly PSA, if you're going to Europe, bring your own ice trays.
Yeah, bring your own fucking ice, too. Like, get that shit in a cooler, and you don't even need anything else. If you want a vodka cold, good luck. Go to the bar. And even then, they don't understand you. All right, where were we?
We were talking matchups. Let's go through them. I got pumped by Amit and Brad this week. I still put up 91 points. So again, like I say, if you're in that kind of range, you're not mad about it. DeAndre Hopkins didn't see that monster game coming, playing against Seattle's D.
Yeah.
But fair play to him. Unbelievable. Jerick McKinnon, he wasn't doing much, and then out of nowhere scored a touchdown and caught a bunch of balls because Latavius Murray, I think, out-touched him.
Again this week?
I think so. Murray got the first touchdown.
I know last week it was 30-35.
Yeah, and then the big question for them is going to be Zeke, and we'll find out tomorrow if he's going to keep playing or not. And that's going to really, really hurt them if he's out. So we'll see. If Zeke plays, they made a great deal. If he doesn't, who knows what's going to happen. On my end, classic Jordan Reed went out in the first quarter. Didn't come back.
Sorry, we had a message. We had an email in.
Okay, well, we'll check
That's
that
fine.
in a second.
We'll
leave it in the inbox. But, I've got a powerful bench. My boy Marlon Mack.
Marlon, did you start him?
No, why would I?
Well, I thought you wanted to trade me him.
Yeah, you're gonna take him eventually. I just got to keep building up his stats.
I wanted
Points
Dion Lewis, and thank God he had an average game because I was going to pay through the fucking nose for that guy.
Yeah, you know what though? He still got some touches. He had a big play called back, which hurt, but that's okay. Anyway, Team the Prius chugging along strong. Great win. Props to you guys.
Great team.
I mean, Amit's done a fantastic job putting that team together. Full praise to Amit.
Yeah, for true story. Brad's never done anything. Brad?
I don't see his name on the manager's thing, so I didn't even include him.
Oh yeah, he's not. It just says Amit Gajar.
Huh.
It's a hell of a team, though. So if Zeke goes down, let's actually forecast this, because this is a former champ we're talking about. He's a little shiftier than we expect. So if Zeke goes down, his running back 2 is
Orleans
Darkwa. His team goes pretty south with that.
Well,
but it's still solid.
He's got 2 defenses, so he's got that secured, right? Like he's got a handcuff, 3 defenses, mind you. Sorry, he's got 3 defenses. He's got handcuffs to.
Oh yeah, shit. He's got 3 defenses.
Yeah, he's got 3 defenses. So he's okay on the defensive front. Like if one of his defenses goes down, he's got 2 other defenses to back it up. So he's okay that way, which is great.
And he's holding strong with Matt Ryan.
Like he's got, what's Carson Wentz? Top 5 right now?
Oh, Matt Ryan, week 16 has New Orleans.
New Orleans got solid D this year, though.
Yeah, I guess. But they're usually in shootouts. That's all I was kind of saying to that.
They usually are, except for last year when I loaded up on Bucks and Falcons and Saints because their playoff schedule was great and they were dog shit those 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
So it really doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Okay. So they probably going to pick up a running back this week.
How do you feel about your team? What happened to Jordan Reed this week?
He got hurt. Pulled his hamstring.
He's done.
There's nothing else out there, so I just got to ride it out.
I know. Well, I was starting Zach Miller, who caught a touchdown and broke his leg in 3 places.
Yeah, fuck a tight end. At least, I did pick up the Seahawks defense off waivers instead of drafting them in the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll have them for the rest of the year. They put up 22 points. And
yeah, you're happy about that.
I'll just roll it.
Larry Fitz on the bench. Your boy Marlon Mack getting some shit together. Yeah, you got some depth here.
I pulled Fat Rob out in favor of Amir Abdullah.
He only got 1 touchdown and like 8 yards.
Yeah, it might be Dumpsville.
For Fat Rob?
Yeah, maybe I'll trade him to
Amir Abdullah.
It's so hard to say. Amir Abdullah gets touches. He's just bad.
Yeah, they don't run the ball there. All right, so let's get over you.
Yeah, I'm over it. We'll go on to Perry and Brad Patterson, the super slugfest bottom of the barrel low points matchup this week.
This just in. I know we had a message before, but I think we just got another one. It was a question for you, Corey Sayers.
Oh, was this from the Ashley Sayers inbox?
Yeah, from the Ashley Sayers inbox. I dug deep in it. I got my elbows in there, and I was just fishing around, and I just found the question that needs to be asked. And it's a classic segment, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for the question?
I'm prepared.
For the number 1 answer, as if it's Family Feud, who has Perry not traded again this week? The answer?
I believe it's Drew Brees.
That's absolutely correct. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was this weekend. Has Perry traded Drew Brees? The answer? No. And the answer is Drew Brees, 14 points this week.
It's okay because he's got nothing. Why did he start Willie Snead? What is happening with these two?
Perry started Devontae Parker, who wasn't playing.
And Perry started Willie Snead, who didn't play? What's going on here?
I don't know. Maybe they're benching each other. It's a whole collusion thing.
Oh, Perry's got to keep Cooper Kupp on his bench. Don't want to lose Cooper Kupp. Why would you? There's probably collusion. Something's going on.
No way. Brad would never help Perry, and Perry would never help Brad.
No.
They'd rather
Brad did do this
smoke
week.
And talk shit.
You know what Brad did do this week? Picked up Odell off waivers.
Yeah, now he's got David Johnson and Odell Beckham.
So he's either planning to keep both next year.
Of course he is.
Or maybe a little trade bait. Beef up his team going into playoffs.
Oh.
To a team that's not in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so if that's the case, we need to kibosh that on the quickness, because I'm not interested in that bullshit.
Well, we'll have a little bit of talk about FNUF being a sketchy commissioner later on.
Oh, the origins of FNUF's sketchy
yes,
commissioning.
Absolutely. Anyway, there's not much need to talk about this matchup. Who ended up winning?
I don't think it's over.
Perry by 3. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, because he still got Willie Snead to go.
No, that game's over.
Oh, who just did nothing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, right. All right. Well, there you go. Perry, you've been GM of the year so far, bud. It's time to...
somehow he's 4-4.
Keep finagling shit. Can I open the message? Because it is actually from Perry.
Oh, okay. We do have an actual question in the
Yeah,
inbox.
I'm not kidding.
All right, go for it.
Okay, I'm just going to go up the hop. Again, Perry, I just hope this is all kosher, because here we go. Fuck boys. You know it's bottom of 10 in the greatest World Series since 93, and yes, I pulled a greasy win today. Fucking Jimmy Graham. So I guess...
That's his question?
No, I think he's just talking shit. So,
all right.
I guess the World Series is on right now, and it's the bottom of the 10th, because it was the 9th when I left work.
Was that
today.
Baseball?
Yeah.
Is there contact in
It's
that?
Astros
Is there athletes in that?
and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
It was 11-8 when I was last watching. So since 93, yes, I pulled a greasy win today. Fucking Jimmy Graham. Did he start Jimmy Graham?
Yeah, and he scored a touchdown with 20 seconds left to win the game for the Seahawks.
Oh, that's greasy.
So that's how he won.
Hey, at least fucking Perry's paying attention, and that we appreciate.
We appreciate it. We do. Next matchup,
Holy shit, it is.
It's over.
Oh, it's over. The Astros just won.
Spoiler alert. Well,
who?
Spoiler to people who are on tape delay watching the game.
What?
You didn't even say spoiler alert.
Spoiler for what? Tomorrow afternoon? I have to spoil?
People could be streaming this live.
We're not streaming it live. As live as we've been, we're not as live as we could be.
All right, let's go on to Paul Lalonde versus Team Find Me at the Galladay Inn.
Find me at the Galladay Inn.
The two teams bringing up the basement.
Yeah, they're
2-4-1 and 2-5. I don't know whose record's better.
They're tied for 6th each.
Is that Paul Lalonde's team's better with the tie? I guess.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
But Paul Lalonde picks up another win, further cementing Team Find Me at the Galladay Inn's place in the relegation compensation bracket.
So
I don't think he's making the playoffs at this rate.
Well, let's take a look at these teams real quick. Okay, so Freeman got hurt, I guess. Carlos Hyde's doing nothing. Matt Burita is the future. Matt Burita.
Caught a touchdown today.
Of course he did. Carlos Hyde's going to get traded tomorrow. Alshon, Mohamed Sanu. He's got some receivers. Coleman. Starting Freeman and Coleman. That's tough, right?
He's been rolling that all year, and it's been okay for him, though.
Alex Collins, he just benched. I mean, he's got, Paul's got some stuff going on here. Let's look at Chris. Kirk Cousins came down to earth. Jordan Howard didn't go off for 300 yards. Wendell Smallwood. I'm so happy I'm out of the Eagles backfield business.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've been chasing that around in a few leagues.
They had a first and goal at the one with LeGarrette Blount lined up in the backfield, and, of course, he throws it to Zach Ertz, right?
Yeah. So, and then you got Brandon Cooks, who's been doing great, but just not a good... Jermaine Kearse, as shitty as he's...
Was he in trouble with buys this week?
Yeah, Todd Gurley.
Just Gurley.
Yeah, Bennett. Why is Bennett on his team?
Yeah, that's Dumpsville.
Corey Davis. I don't hate this Corey Davis. That's sneaky. He's coming back. That might be the... I don't know. I want to say Odell Beckham, but it's probably not. Tariq Cohen.
Tennessee's
Again, Galladay Inn has just mirrored exactly what Team French has done with Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman and used Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard. Yeah. And neither of them... Well, who came up on top? Actually...
Cohen had a touchdown.
Cohen did 6.3. So actually, it's almost exactly close, but Galladay won by 1 point.
By 1 point.
Martellus Bennett, though, he just said he was going to retire. It's over there. If
he doesn't have a quarterback.
If Galladayan's going to do anything here, he's going to have to move Gurley. Gurley's the number 1 player. This is like what I keep saying about Fan. If you're going to make moves here, and if he's worried about a keeper, right? Like, so Matt, he can't even. Yeah, no, this is the bye. So if he's worried about a keeper,
Gurley.
Move him for David Johnson and 2 other players so that he can get a keeper back, kind of thing.
Don't play for next year. Play for this year.
Well, I know, but you know that's why he probably won't make moves. And you were just saying that what's his face was keeping the 2 guys. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Neither of these guys are intimidating.
All right, before we get on to the next matchup, we should thank our sponsors.
Our sponsors.
Of course, as per always, we got what do we got in the glass today, pal?
Well, today I've got the VODs and some coconut water. I'm drinking TAS coconut water because it's pulp free. It's from the islands of Thailand, and it's super sweet and super delicious. To give you an idea of what it tastes like, if you've ever had Lucky Charms as a child, wait until those charms are gone and that milk's there. Fucking delicious.
Okay. There's that.
I'm not representing anybody who's not putting money on the table. So
one sponsor that we haven't mentioned is Filmora Trial Version.
Oh, yes.
We really got to shout out Filmora Trial Version.
That's true. They've really been backing us the entire time.
Making sure our videos get up solid on YouTube for you guys. So shout out Filmora Trial Version.
Mm-hmm.
Next matchup is Nightingale versus you, pal.
Yeah.
A monstrous victory for you. Does he have anybody else going? Oh, DT. No, so this one's over.
No, he's still got his quarterback to go.
Yeah, and you got Demaryius Thomas, but you're up by 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. It absolutely is over. And as I was saying on the last podcast, that's a affordable matchup. Corey Nightingale has not been fucking around. He's made some strong moves, but nothing too crazy. He's got Le'Veon Bell. I weathered that storm because LaShawn McCoy is the greatest running back in the history of running backs.
Fuck, he had a monster 50-yarder at the end of the game.
He always does. He's so good.
I know.
People keep second-guessing Shady. They need to stop second-guessing him. He is that good. He is that offense.
Yep.
People mock me for keeping him, and it's ridiculous because he is a stud and fun to watch. I don't know if he's Lev Bell fun to watch, but
he's very fun to watch.
He's great. I love him. Anyways, so I was intimidated a little bit by Corey's team. Like when he called in, I let him know that I had no beef with it. It's a good team. It's a solid team. Julio, again, is not doing much. Like, what's going on there? We're going to keep asking that question. This is 8 weeks in a row now that we've asked.
He had one last week. He was okay. 100 yards and a touchdown. But
yeah, because he caught that ball out of Butler's hands. Yeah. But it's like, at what point do we go, Julio, like,
welcome to Tradeville, or
like, what are you gonna get? I offered Mixon and McKinnon for Julio in a league last week
and didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
Wow.
I was told that I need to value Julio where Julio should be valued. So I went.
How about
and I
take
said,
his name away and just look at the points?
He's the 22nd wide receiver in the league.
I'm surprised he's 22nd. I would have put him outside the top 30.
Yeah. So Chris Hogan just pedestrian for his guys. Nightingale's still got a great team. Like, he's still working with it. I've had a great week this week. I'm really happy about it. My Ravens D, obviously, as they notoriously have all year, puts up monsters when I need them. And they've got Tennessee next. They're going to maul them. Then they got to bye. But look at them coming into the... This is what I really like. Detroit, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Indy. That is the playoffs with my Baltimore D. And is there any better lineup that you could have?
Who?
Cleveland and Indy in 15 and 16?
I'm just saying when you drop them at the bye.
Yeah. No, I'm keeping them.
Well, so you're going to pick up a second defense?
So
who are you dumping?
Who am I going to dump? Well, obviously, Jacquizz Rodgers.
Well, Zach Miller's welcome to dump because now he has no need.
How about I just drop him right now? Just going to go. Can I drop him?
No. You got to wait till...
Why not? Just drop the shit out of him. Confirm. Drop. Error.
You can't. You gotta wait till Tuesday.
Well, that's bullshit is what that is, and I want my money back.
Fair enough. Don wants his money back. He's out of the league because he can't drop Zach Miller on Sunday night.
On Sunday night. Bullshit.
Okay, nice work.
Thanks.
Attaboy. We'll get on to the next one. Team Danimal. Team...
Mikey Little Hands.
There's still some players to be played here, so the matchup's not done. Mike's up by 30. We got Kelsey and the Chiefs D against Kareem Hunt, CJ Anderson, and Harrison Butt Kicker. It's over.
What?
It's over. We got some big Monday night games coming up. Mikey again didn't play his boy like we told him. We told him not to play Will Fuller because he's boomer bust, and he didn't. He listens to us.
Yeah, he does.
He takes our advice the most serious out of anybody in this league, which is great.
Again, but he does. He absolutely does. This is gospel to him. Mike, you're welcome. You can kiss the ring next time I see you. Now, but if you see his wide receivers here, what a stable of wide receivers.
Yes.
Like 16 points, 13 points, 15, 23, 17 points. Sure, all the highest points were on the bench, but he's still going to pull out a win regardless. Now it's a who do I start? Who do I start? And you know what? That's not a bad problem to have. You know what it also isn't? And I don't know how many times we can keep preaching this, but consolidate some of your depth. Mike, you've got 6 wide receivers that are looking good over the last few weeks. Do something with them. Stop resting on your laurels, because I'm going to fucking smash you if we ever come head to head again, okay? Because I'm consolidating. I'm not resting. You should be working harder than you're working.
He's an old guy. He's sleepy. He's resting.
Why didn't he come today? I thought we invited him.
No,
I thought that was a
got
thing.
Early morning tomorrow, month end or something.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Early morning.
I can't even get about him. That's 5 a.m. downtown.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
No, thanks.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
thanks. He did say he was going to call in, and I guarantee you he won't. So
Of course he won't. Because what is he going to say?
he's a flake. Who cares? He said he's going to effort to come on Wednesday.
Effort to come on Wednesday. Guy makes his own schedule. Effort to come on Wednesday. Good work. Okay.
All right, last one of the week. Team Kurt, who's coming on cold strong.
Cold strong.
Pumping up Sully. Unfortunately, Sul. It's not looking good, pal. I think it's over.
Why do you say it so cold like that?
That was heartfelt. I think he should have traded Amari Cooper last week.
And what did he do this week? Oh, nothing. He did 32 last week. Oh, God.
He got 23 points from my Eagles, who had a strong game. Yeah.
As Sully says, Bilal Powell didn't do anything.
No, Bilal Powell.
Javorius Allen.
Nothing.
Michael Thomas, Crabtree.
Nothing.
Jason Witten.
Nothing.
God.
Half his points from his defense and his kicker.
Well, you know that's what I got.
It makes me so sad.
Why?
Because Sul's the best, and he's going to miss the playoffs this year, and it's too bad. Because it's great having Sul in the playoffs.
Well, it's exciting. The thing about Sul is that it's exciting when Sully's in the play. Okay, before I can even heap praise on him, he's got a kicker on a bye on his bench. What the fuck is that, Sul?
It's Greg the Leg. Legatron?
Legatron? Oh, he's number 1? I don't give a shit. Sul, I guess when you have fucking players like Brad Friend, who would probably be scoping. I just dropped number 2, the guy from fucking Tennessee. I don't even know his fucking name. I don't care.
I don't even know. I could care less what. Oh, I've got Tucker, and that's fine.
Who cares?
I don't care.
Like Greg Olsen, he's still got on his bench. Manuel Sanders, Marshawn Lynch. Like, what is Sul gonna do? He's gonna have to trade Michael Thomas and Michael Crabtree for something.
He doesn't have a keeper for next year, and he doesn't have a team for this year. So times are tough in Sulville, but we're pulling for you, Sul. We hope you turn it around.
Uncle Kurt, Russell Wilson had himself a fucking game. James White, just the plug-and-play Patriots running back who will catch a couple balls. Lamar Miller, I benched Lamar Miller in the league.
Yeah, he had a beauty.
Doesn't matter. I still won by 60. I don't give a fuck.
There you go.
AJ Green, 8.8. That's depressing for AJ Green. He's been better than Julio, though, this year. He's sitting right where Des Bryant is. Jarvis Landry did nothing, even with Devonta Parker out. Like, that's tough.
Yeah.
Kyle Rudolph, he just traded for Kyle Rudolph, got 9 points. That's out of your tight end. Not mad at that.
No, because tight ends are dog shit.
And he's still got Tyreek Hill to go. He's thrilled with that. His kicker got 17 points. He benched T.Y. Hilton. Wow, that's smart and ballsy. At what point do you get rid of T.Y. Hilton?
I think you gotta wait to find out if Luck's coming back.
Like, listen to 3 points, 5 points, 22 points, 3 points, 18 points, 1, 2, 1.
I'm gonna ask you this question. just because you were talking shit about AJ Green.
Whoa, relax. I love AJ Green. So.
Yeah, but you were just saying he hasn't done anything.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's having a Des Bryant season.
Okay, well, what?
He didn't have a great week this week. He had 8.8. He's doing better than Julio Jones. He's having a Des Bryant season.
What number wide receiver is AJ Green?
I assume top 10. Easy.
Mm-hmm. Number 4.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at him.
I'm not. He didn't have.
You're mad.
He had a Julio Jones week. He's had a great 8, 7, 19, 13, 23, 4, 8. This is what these wide receivers are doing. We need to stop acting as if they're all Antonio Brown getting 15 points a game. They're just not. Right. He has more games with less than 9 points than he does with over 9 points. How about that?
That's AJ Green, though.
That's all of these receivers. Except for, Antonio Brown. And we can pull out your boy Mike Evans, and I'm sure the same shit would happen.
Oh, I don't even want to look.
This is these receivers. This is the running back, I want to go running back deep. I want to go 0 running back. I want to go all wide receiver. This is the same thing. T.Y. Hilton, here we go. Drafted in the second round. 3, 5, 22. You're like, great. 3, shitty. 18, great. 1, 2, 1.
Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason to end.
If his name was Kenny Britt, you'd drop him.
That's true.
Ted Ginn Jr. Let's see if his looks more consistent. 6'2", 11'2", 13, 15, 6. That sounds more consistent, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right. You make an argument.
So don't come at me with hate. I love fucking AJ Green. I am of the mind of give the fucking ball to to the best player that you have. Doesn't matter. AJ Green, Julio Jones, LaShawn McCoy, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Des Bryant, Rob Gronkowski. You give the ball to your best fucking player. Let them. They are fucking receivers. Let them play jump ball. That's the point. They're big. They're long. They're strong. They're fucking quick. Let them do that. Don't fucking fake them. Oh, we'll throw Will Fuller down the side. No, DeAndre Hopkins is on the other fucking side. Keep giving him the ball. Mohamed Sanu. What's he going to do? Doesn't matter. Julio Jones is right over there. You see him? I see him. Whatever. Fuck it.
Are you done? You got hot.
I'm just saying. Why are we playing around? Why does Jeremy Hill still get a running back touch?
No reason.
Why is Rex Burkhead still in the backfield of the Pats?
Well, you know why.
That wasn't bad. I'll take that.
You do know why.
But you know what I mean? It's just these, what the fuck are they still doing? Give it to your best player. I know that's simple, and no, I've never been a coach of a football team, but god damn it. I just think that it just gets tired when AJ Green doesn't get, what's that? Oh,
hold on just a sec. 311!
311!
Our guest is here.
Yeah, so
he's a little late. But that's okay.
That's okay. So for everybody that doesn't know about what happens at my apartment, is anytime somebody, if you're not a long time listener,
every time.
I know, but they're not all long time listeners. We might have first time listeners. Anyways, for the first time listeners, anytime somebody comes up to my place, I don't want it to be awkward that they have to text me and go, what apartment do you live in again? So I just yell the apartment number through the phone. So it's 311 anytime that somebody comes in and calls on our phone. Once in a while, I would just know that I was being recorded, and that would be fine. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so after we had that brief interruption, because we have a special guest now. Let me preface this, that our fantasy football universe is not just one league. It's multi-leagues. If you talk to me, you talk to Sayers, you talk to any of the guests we've had on, we've had the Corey Nightingales, the regular callers, the Brad Friends, the Chris Hintons of the world.
Our emailers, too.
Our emailers, too. Perry Tascona and the gang. Listen, we all play in multiple leagues. Now, there's one conjoined league that we play in. It's called our PPR League. You've probably heard of it. It's the Sunday Morning Supper Club. And one of the members, actually I would argue the founding member of that league, is here right now. Now, he's joined us. He's been so gracious to bless us with his time, and we appreciate that. But there's so much more depth, because the reason there's the Supper Club League is because of the Coquitlam Keg League, and that's so much bleeding in between. There's so much history.
We've got layers and layers.
It's layers of. There's levels to this shit, player, and
we're gonna ask the hard questions.
And we are going to ask the hard questions. We've got him in the studio. We've been asking for weeks. We've been talking to his people. His people have been talking to our people. Angela has been falling asleep at the fucking wheel, but she's got him mic'd up. She's got him makeuped up. He's got that olive skin and that fucking greasy smile. We've got Ed Kang, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on the show.
Welcome
for
to the
on.
Coquitlam Whiskey Barrel Podcast. A little cheers.
Little cheers. We appreciate that.
As per usual. Ed, of course, brought some Fireball. So as we do when in Rome.
When he's paying tribute, we appreciate that. Absolutely. No matter what happens, let this be a notice to everybody who's coming on again. I know I have to keep saying this. Do not come empty-handed. You don't need to bring Fireball, although that's been a common theme with all the guests, because we're into Fireball, and that's fine too. But just don't come empty-handed. Come with something you want to chat about. Come with some cinnamon whiskey you want to shoot.
Come with the chaos. That's we need
a little chaos.
Chaos.
That's the Uber story. That's
gotta pay the toll.
You have to. If you want to get
the cost to be the boss.
If you want to get in this boy's soul, you gotta pay the troll toll.
Show me before you blow me.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
All
so,
right.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, Ed. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. I'm ecstatic.
Welcome to the podcast.
So, Ed, what'd you want to talk about, pal?
I want to talk about fantasy football. Now,
let's talk about it.
It's a great thing.
It's a great thing, and I've come to this realization of what fantasy football really is. And the best way I can correlate it to is, you guys all remember what happened with Michael Vick?
Sure. With the dog?
The dog fighting. Oh. I'm going to go deep
not
here,
that
guys.
type of podcast.
Wow.
I'm about to go deep here, so
right.
if you guys are prepared, buckle in, because
I have to.
I'm strapped.
it's going to get weird. So, let's take a look at our current fantasy team. We have our superstars, we have our waiver wire pickups, we got our boys.
Okay.
Now, we say you're going up against somebody else. Monster team. Monster. And you think that week, not a fucking chance in hell, you're going to beat this guy. Okay. And all of a sudden, but second quarter in, 11 minutes and 32 seconds, breaks his leg. And you think, holy shit, I got a chance. He just lost a star player. How fucked up is that mentality? That we are in that mentality.
We don't care about the players.
No,
we care about fantasy.
this is fantasy football, human dogfighting.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, I want all his players to get concussions.
So that way...
Whoa, I don't wish injuries on anybody.
I didn't say that that's what I wanted. I'm saying that's the kind of...
That's the kind of mentality.
That's bad Juju Smith-Schuster.
But what I'm saying is, like, okay, Gronkowski's out. I don't have to worry about him putting 20 points up on me.
Right.
Because I have Zach Miller. God bless his soul, just broke his leg.
Yeah.
Okay, his
knee fell off.
What I'm saying is, like, okay, now Zach Miller can get 5 points, and that'll be okay to his 0 points that he put up. Like, I think it's in terms of how we view fantasy football. Don't get me wrong, I am also at fault of this as well.
So did you... Okay, continue, sorry, if you want to keep going.
It's a fucked up perspective that we have on fantasy football, and we don't realize, like, that's their livelihood. Like, what if right now you broke your leg? You can't go to work. It becomes an issue.
I've done that before. I broke my leg. I couldn't go to work for 8 weeks.
And how much money did you get?
$2,700.
Awesome. Did that work out for you?
No, I lost $4,500.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was terrible. Okay, so
they still get paid though.
So Ed came in and got real waxy philosophical.
That's okay.
And that's all right. That's just like Kurt. Kurt came in and wanted to get patriotic.
He wants us to treat our fantasy football roster like real human beings.
So what you're suggesting is not that we change anything. You just want to talk about the idea that us rooting for someone or rooting against them, we're treating them more like pawns in a game as opposed to actual human beings with families and bills and shit like that.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
I mean, take a look. Like, what if you pull up the photo of their family and all of a sudden you don't see a number? You know, you see humans. You see livelihoods.
Okay.
Perspective begins to change.
Okay, so, but I don't know how, okay, then to rebuttal that, I don't know how often it is that I'm arguing that I want a guy to break his leg. I just don't want him to score 70 points on me. So it's not. He can still play. I don't want him to not be able to feed his family. I just don't want him to go up 200 points.
Here's another question. If you're going to break your leg,
yes,
do you want to do it walking around the house, or would you rather do it slipping and falling at your place of work?
I would rather do it slipping and falling in my place of work.
Because you're going to be covered.
Yeah, of course.
And paid substantially. So these players are in the prime position. They're breaking their legs at work. They're still getting paid.
Yeah,
true, but
that could be career ending.
Here.
It could be career
ending. Yeah. So
now they're working at Home Hardware for 15.
Well, then they've misused their money. Because if I made $10 million, I would be okay.
But that's the issue right now. Is they all are misusing their money.
So it comes down to. So now it's an issue of financing.
Yes.
So
do you have a solution, Ed, or you just wanted to?
He just wants us to keep that in mind.
I just wanted.
Are you trying to keep us in check? Because you play fantasy football as well. If I'm playing up against your team,
I believe I've watched football with Ed before, and he screamed, if not shouted very loudly at the TV, "Fucking cut his head off!"
No, what Ed really yells is, and there's nothing between it is. You'll have one guy you'll have the quarterback with no offensive line around him, going to throw the ball, and some free defender just going in, hammering him in the ribs, and Ed yells, "You sit down, you go pee-pee!"
That's very true.
He does
that
like
is a catchphrase. You do go sit down, you go pee-pee when you get hit like that.
Ed loves it. And I steal that from Ed. And sometimes I go, "You sit down, you go pee-pee." And the people go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He got smashed. He's like dead or something. And Ed's like,
I'm not saying I'm not fault at it either, but I just came to the realization this week. It's wrong among the injuries and the people I have to go up against.
Okay, so now that being said, because we're supporting the NFL or because we're supporting fantasy football, like, is there something? Are you trying to do your own little protest here? Are you trying to come
He's
on?
taking a knee as he's
Is this
saying
an intervention that we're supposed to be stopping?
Absolutely not. No. Will I ever stop saying sit down and go pee-pee? Absolutely not. Will I always wish
we're friends off if you do, bitch.
The worst against my opponents in fantasy? Absolutely not.
Of course.
But what I'm trying to say here is, when you get that time in between fantasy and the intermission, and when you go to the bathroom and grab a beer,
and you realize that you just asked for some guy to
sit down,
tear all the ligaments in his knee so that he has to sit down while he goes pee-pee.
Exactly. Just understand and see from that perspective, and get a little human with it versus seeing him as a number. Nothing needs to change because I don't think anything will change per se.
Okay, so how am I supposed to set my lineup while I'm seeing people as humans and not as a number?
Well, that's the line you have to draw, Donald.
Have you ever stayed up till 2 a.m. when you were 8 years old and they had that show called Robot Wars?
Yeah.
So you mean with the fucking shitty things at the gladiator cage?
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
So you just want fantasy Robot Wars because they just don't have feelings or make money or anything.
Yeah, kind of like that. No, not like the mentality of it. Obviously, the thrilling game of football and fantasy combined together is incredible from the season.
Well,
but
as a general manager of a fantasy football team, I can speak to the fact that I care for all my players and I want nothing but the best for them. And I support them in every way I can. I give them rest days when they need them to hope to make sure that they're in it for the long haul. And that's kind of all I can do for my players. Mm. So other GMs kind of need to take that into account too, I think.
Now, here's one thing that I will say, is that I enjoy football. I enjoy watching football. I really enjoy fantasy. It's spread out all of my horizons when it comes to football. I know more players on more teams than I ever have before because of fantasy. I also enjoy football because of the sport of it. It has an intangible that just doesn't usually work out. Can the Pats come back from 25 to 3 deficit? 28 to 3, whatever. Holy fuck, I can't believe that. Mm-hmm. There's things that happen in sports. The same thing that we've been watching or pretending to watch with the goddamn World Series. These back and forths, that's the highs and lows. You don't even have to be a fan of the sport to get into, oh my god, they're coming back or whatnot. It's the same thing
will the greatest player in the sport score the game-winning goal in overtime in a gold medal-winning game
in Canada,
in his own country.
Yeah, in Vancouver.
That's the stuff you
and
can't
what
write.
happens when 1.2 million people flood the streets because that happens? Watch the YouTube video when he scores and the entire city goes, and you go, that's sport. Mm-hmm. And that's what sport is so fucking special about. And it takes you away from all the other bullshit.
You're not going to get that feeling reading a book. That's for sure.
No, that's
or
true.
Knitting a scarf. That doesn't get me.
And moreover, if I wanted to read a good book, and I could read a good book, and I've read great books, but I need 12 of my closest friends to read the same book so we can talk about it. If it's just me who's read it, I can't even share it with anybody else.
So you're interested in starting like a Oprah's book club?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And thank God you realized I brought Ed.
So what's the big hit this week? What's your number one seller, Don? What are we reading? And
you know
what do you want us to come back with?
Yeah, I just downloaded on audible.com. They're not a sponsor, but I just downloaded it. I downloaded Anthony Bourdain's what the fuck is it
Reservation?
Called? No, that's the name of his show. His book is called
I Hope You Serve Beer in Hell?
No, that's Tucker Max, which I've also read. I've read all these books. Anyways, so right now...
it's a recipe book. You want us to read a recipe book?
No, it's not. Bourdain...
You a big reader?
Anthony Bourdain...
As good pictures.
Oh, fucking Christ.
I can't
now I'm going to have to look it up. Anyways, listen. I don't want anybody to break their necks. I want these guys to make money. I want them to be smart with their money. I'm pretty happy with all of that. Kitchen Confidential. I don't even need to
tune in on
Anthony Bourdain, Kitchen Confidential. If you haven't read it and you work in a restaurant, you fucking should. It's fantastic.
Tune in on Tuesday night when Dono has his solo book club podcast. Enjoy.
Yeah, it's called Reading a Book with Don. And
you just read
you'll just listen to the paper side as I lick my thumb and to the next one. For the next page.
And I'll be reading my stories the best way to read stories, which is on TV with your feet up, watching them on Netflix, like a man.
That just got that.
I
turned real quick.
I'm sorry you can't read, and I can. I don't know what else you want. Anyways, Ed.
I've been reading books in
other than
diapers.
What the fuck are you talking?
All right, Ed, we're here to ask you the tough
questions.
questions.
No, Ed, what else you got? Because we're ready to uncork this thing. That's what we're actually here for.
There was something else I want to talk about, but the anticipation is killing me.
No. Bring up the other thing. Sayers, tizzy us up another 3.
All right.
Go ahead.
I need a vent.
Oh, buddy. This is the platform.
Fucking vent. Okay, I'll just give you the history around my team, and if you don't know who my team is, I'm probably the only person in Canada that's a fan of this team. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Bucks, baby.
BUCS.
Mike Allstott. I mean, just starts and ends.
All right, so I'll give you the history behind how I became a Buccaneers fan.
Or an SA double P. Cheers to the fireball, and then you're on to your anecdote. This is story time with Ed King.
Story time with Ed King.
Did we not let him talk? We're just doing shots. Okay.
So back in 2002, when N64 was a rage.
Oh, bitch.
I asked my mom for a hockey game.
He said, Ma.
I'm like, Ma, get me a hockey game.
Nangia.
That's very close. Very well done.
That's not bad.
She comes back with the football game, and I'm looking at this fucking thing. I have never heard of football, never played football. I have no idea what the hell this thing is. It's a little game. I'm not sure if you guys have heard it, but NFL Blitz for the N64.
Blitz, motherfuckers!
So you just ran to bomb every time.
Yes.
Who didn't?
I put NFL Blitz in, didn't work, so I had to blow through the whole thing.
Oh, so what you're saying is you were a younger Korean dude who played hockey, not football. You didn't know what the fuck.
Not a fucking clue.
Okay, I get it. All right.
So I put NFL Blitz in.
This is what we are on here on this podcast. We're multicultural. We hear about the struggling stories of other cultures as well. Not just two upper middle class shitty white guys. Anyways, continue.
I hear Kim Jong-un doesn't poop. Is that true?
He's Southern Korean, not North, you bitch.
Well, he can look over the wall.
He does poop. It just very regularly.
He's really into North Korea too.
Anyways,
how can he not be? They share a border.
So I go on to the start screen,
Pyongyang,
and I don't know
start screen,
and I have no idea what any of these teams are. So how the hell do I pick a team? I thought Pirates were cool back then.
Yeah, you did, you salty dog.
Pirates or wenches?
Both. So I picked the Pirates, and that's how I refer to them, as I am the Pirate team. So like Corey said, you did the bomb, and all. It doesn't matter what you did, you got a fucking touchdown. So 2002, 2003 is when the Buccaneers won a Super Bowl against Oakland in San Diego, Coquitlam Stadium. They won their first Super Bowl in that stadium, but for me, it didn't really mean much because I didn't know what football really was. Shania Twain was the halftime singer. Anyways.
Ooh. Still holds up, too.
What I'm trying to say at this point
really holds up.
Is
new album. Shout out her new album.
2005, 2006, 2007 is when I really started to get into football. Now, what I've learned about the Buccaneers after their Super Bowl win was that they're just really, really bad. And they were really bad, and they're okay. And I'm talking a notch above bad. At this time, LaDainian Tomlinson caught my eye. And I almost became a Chargers fan because of Tomlinson.
Oh, LT.
LT.
Well, he was a stud.
He was a monster running back. And at this point, I'd watched the Buccaneers lose year after year. Not just lose a couple of points. I'm talking get fucking decimated, like prison rape. So.
Well, what? I'm sorry to interrupt, but you've gone with dogfighting and prison raping.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's all in the realm of football. Now, please.
Angela, you gotta really get a hold of our guests.
Anyways.
Put that on the docket.
What didn't run was my colors. And I became and stayed and still am a Buccaneers fan.
Because you're a pirate, you pirate.
Because I'm a fucking pirate.
He's wearing a Jameis Winston jersey.
I am wearing a Jameis Winston jersey right now because these colors do not run. And I will live and die a Buccaneer no matter how shitty they are. So, before we get into the next topic, that's what I really wanted to premise is, yes, I became a Buccaneers fan when we won the Super Bowl, but I'm honestly saying right now, it didn't mean much to me. So, to me, the next Super Bowl will mean way more.
Yeah.
Now, what the fuck? On paper, our stats, we look good. We have depth. We have talent. We have strategy. We have everything.
Yes.
We're 2-5.
You've had bad matchups first. It hasn't been easy for you.
It's not an easy road for us.
It's been tough sledding. Your defenses that you've been up against.
Injuries.
And injuries haven't helped you either. Jameis has got a big weight on his shoulder this year, and he was supposed to rise above, and it's tough when the clubs that he's coming up against. Now, it's not over. It's not over. It's still promising. I don't know what the Bucs... If we just want to get...
Isn't it funny that the new hotness last year was Mariota and Jameis, and fantasy numbers aside, both had great years, and 1 year removed from that, they're both awful, and now it's the Carson Wentz, Deshaun Watson show.
It's fucking...
And Case Keenum.
They just seem...
Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, and what? Deshaun Kaiser.
Deshaun 0-8 Kaiser.
God, the guy can't throw 5 passes before getting pulled.
Remember when the Houston Texans started Tom Savage? Do you remember when the Houston Texans started Tom Savage?
Yes.
Yeah. What were they thinking?
I know. They had a man with the name of Savage. Okay, so let's go on the other side of it. Okay, so you lost to the Panthers today, 17-3. You don't love that. Panthers is a good D. Now you're at the Saints, okay, so you got a chance to win there.
A good D.
You're versus the Jets, then you've got a great chance to win there.
You should win there.
You got at the Dolphins, you should win there. Going to lose to the Falcons, you should beat the Packers because Aaron Rodgers is still gone. Then you're versus the Lions. That's a tough one, but that's still at home, so you should be okay. Falcons, again, you're going to lose that. Panthers, Saints. Fuck, you have a tough schedule. I don't know, you just want the wild card, so you only want 4 more wins, but...
I just need the wild card. We just need the wild... As a nation, we just need the wild card.
So, you need 5 more wins. So, 1, 2, 3...
Not happening this year.
As they say, the dream is dead.
Unless we pull up... Unless Winston can get out of his typical scheme, it's almost...
Your team is good enough to beat any of these teams.
Well, they are, but they're being found out. They're doing the same shit over and over and over again. They gotta switch something up.
Yeah. It's tough.
It's over.
But that's my vent.
You wanted to talk about the Bucks for 20 minutes. And you got it. How do you feel? Do you feel better?
Feel better.
Good.
But still not happy.
Okay.
That's okay. The Bucks are fucked. That's it. Let's finish this thing off with what we really came here for and what.
Well, Ed, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Nope.
So let's talk about what we actually really want to talk about. Wow, Jesus Christ! There's been a couple of things over the years that we've been playing fantasy football. Myself for 7.5 years now. That we've had some history. This league is the Coquitlam Keg League.
I don't think it's going to be named that anymore.
It might not be. It doesn't matter. But this is the league that you've been following. If you've been paying this attention this long, this is what we have come to. This is the amalgamation of all of this. We went from 10 teams to 12 teams to 14 teams, back to 12 teams, up to 14 teams, and back to 12. We've had fake championships, dual champions, quasi-champions, split the pot so there's no champions.
Champions who haven't taken the trophy or belt.
That's 3 years out of the last... Anyways. So, there's been a lot of history. There's storied history. But, only one story, only one, exists from year 2. It was year 2, wasn't it?
I think so.
It's in a book in the archives somewhere. And
year
it's
2.
Hard to find.
Year 2 of the Coquitlam Keg Fantasy Football League. That some shenanigans happened. Now, this is like, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still paying attention this far along, you're in for a treat. Because the fact that we were able to curtail Ed Kang...
To secure this guest, it took us a lot.
There was armored cars, blacked out windows. I've got snipers on the fucking roof. You think the president came in? You have no fucking idea. Do you know how to make Joey's crispy mash? No, you fucking don't. But guess who does? The guy sitting next to me. Now, there's so much, just the history, just the stories. This is like dealing with, Roald Dahl. This is stories you were grown up with.
Roald Dahl?
Yeah,
That's what you went with?
Stories you grow up with.
Goosebumps, bitch.
James and the Giant Peach? Go fuck yourself. Anyways, so...
Pick your own ending.
Choose
your adventure.
I'm talking classics.
Scholastic
You're talking
Book Fair.
R.L. Stein.
Oh, that was good. I do like a good book fair.
Donald didn't attend school, so he doesn't know.
I was drunk the entire time.
In grade 3?
Yes. Yes. Anyways, so there's so much lore surrounding this. There's so much history. So let me try to give you the Coles notes before we really dig in, because for those of us who have joined this long, and for those of us who know where I'm going, God, you're going to be happy that you showed up. So, here we are. The year is 2010, and we've opened the Coquitlam Keg. We decide to start a fantasy football league. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Through year 1, no idea. I share it with my friend Kurt, who's in our league right now. It's great. Through year 2, my friend Ed says that he wants to get in. And luckily, we have an extra spot. And he's got his roommate that wants to share a team with him. His roommate's name is Derek. So we get in to year 2, and now we're in year 8. So to give you guys an idea. And it's all good, and we play through the year as usual. There was no, of course, podcast because nobody gave a fuck as much as me and Sayers do right now, or tries to bring the league together or put as much effort into the league as we are currently doing. We're Renaissance men, as it were, but it is what it is. So, at the end of the season, this is what happens. This is when if you've listened to the podcast this far, you know that we have trashed our commissioner as much as possible. We've thrown him under the bus. We've put him in front of cars. If there's been the green slime from Nickelodeon show, we've dumped that on his fucking head as well. So what we want to say is, when it came to year 2, at the end of the season, when it was coming near playoffs, there was playoffs. There was a trade deadline that was established. Okay, so before this,
So sorry, the rules were set out at the start of the year.
were
Is that
set
what you're
out,
saying?
never talked about, but you'd have to dig for it to find out what any of it was. But our commissioner still had very, very, very clean hands at this point. So we're getting back into the archives, right? This is when you thought the American government couldn't have ever shot JFK. And then you realize they might have.
The blood that's been building on this guy's hands for year after year.
Year after year. So
Like,
we're here to expose it.
We all thought it was just the chili.
We're
but
here
it
to
digs
expose
so
it.
much deeper than
It's
that.
not just the chili. It's not just Trump bringing up the JFK stuff. It's not just what's happened to Building 7. This is what's really most important. So in the Cliff Notes, I'll give you the professional version. I'll give you the official version, the direct account. It came down to the last week of the regular season, and Ed Kang was playing against Mike Phaneuf. Mike Phaneuf was and is still the commissioner of our league. Ed Kang had no chance to make the playoffs, and he was facing Mike Phaneuf. Mike Phaneuf needed to win to make the playoffs. In the event that he did make the playoffs, then as long as Ed lost, Mike got a better advantageous position during the playoffs. Ed, who was playing Mike that week, traded his best players to, and I'm going to be honest about this, to his roommate, Derek, who was in like 3rd or 4th place, was guaranteed to make the playoffs. And the reason he made that trade was he was mad that we as a group had decided that when the trade deadline was set, shouldn't have been that time, should be a week later. So they had already made moves, made trades, and then when we reset it a week later, their teams got a little bit more fucked. So as a pure spite move, Ed Kang got strategic with his roommate and said, fuck you guys, I'm trading my best players to my roommate, who's still in contention, and I hope he beats all of you fucking idiots. Now, you'd hope that a commissioner could see this in plain sight. The problem is that when Ed was trading his best players, he was playing against our commissioner. And that is exactly where the collusion lies. Because it didn't get a chance for a veto. It didn't get a chance for even a review. Our commissioner...
You name.
Our commissioner quickly accepted, traded, made that move so that Ed, who he was playing against, lost his best players, and our commissioner promptly beat Ed by about 35, 40 points because he had nobody playing. And then he said, well, it was all fair because you never know when you're trading because you might get to win 3 games in a row. His answer is bullshit. His story is bullshit. Our commissioner is bullshit. And Ed, now that I've got you on, because you've been a long time asked for, like the listeners have wanted to hear your side of it.
We wanted to clear the air for years.
So, the table's yours. Is that pretty much correct, or?
It is, but let's be careful on how we word things here.
Sure.
So I'll give you the real story behind the spite. So, I'm a competitor. If you guys don't know that, I like to win. Whether it's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, I'm gonna play for those positions. When I saw the trade deadline come up, I had to make some moves. Waiver wire pickups, trade proposals. I did what I had to do to try to secure my spot in 3rd position. Now, what really fucking grinded my gears was that no one was paying attention to something that was so important. Supposedly, you can't really see it, but it air quotes.
That was solid air quotes. I saw them. They were real.
Supposedly, take this league seriously, not like I did. I took the trade deadline seriously. I took everything very seriously. And when they took that away from me and they gave themselves an advantage, I said, fuck it. How dare you? How dare you go against your own word, your own rules, your own, like, you made a statement on when certain things are going to happen, and then you decided to change it because you chose to forget. I didn't choose to forget. I paid attention. And here's the truth. The collusion's real. I said out loud,
You greasy
boldly said, I gave him my best players, and I hope he beats you motherfuckers. Fuck you guys, and fuck this league. Plain and simple. That's what happened. You guys chose, due to popular demand, I have reopened the trading.
So hold on, just to preface this, we've just to
That's
unannounced to you.
I've reopened the archives at 2011.
Pulled up the archives from 2011.
So it states this: League manager notes trade deadline. Due to popular demand, I have reopened the trading. The new deadline is December 7th. Fuck off, whoever has it that late. So get your shit in order for playoffs, everyone. Good luck.
There it is. There's the message that shocked the world.
That message.
That's laces are in.
That message broke my world into a million pieces. So you know what I did, world? You know what I did? I found a little piece of paper. I found a bottle of vodka. I lit that bitch on fire. And I saw it spread.
Some people just like to see the world burn.
And you know who I gave that weapon to? My roommate, Derek. And I lit it for him. And I got him and I said, throw it. Throw it and watch that fire burn. Because this is what they did to us. Get revenge. Revenge.
Did he win?
He did not. Sadly, he did not win. So,
did the commissioner win?
He did not.
But so no harm, no foul.
There were casualties along the way. All I'm trying to say here, guys, is stick to your deadlines. This was a pure spite move. I colluded.
The rules are set.
Whoa, hold on. Say that again.
I colluded, and it's not. It wasn't a secret. I came out full, and I said that. I also remember stating, "Fuck you, fuck your league," and so forth. But that's the simple truth. I colluded, and you guys all know that. But it was out of pure spite, because you guys fucked me too.
You know what?
Thanks, buddy.
It takes a big man
to
admit that you've colluded. You won't be welcome back in the league, but that's okay.
And for all the lore, look, I just come up. So it is Ray Rice in the trade, and that's Matt Forte that got hurt. So that's where it was. It was Forte got hurt. Ray Rice was healthy. There's where the trade is right there. You can see it right there.
Anthony Fasano. Ugh.
God, I got fucking Nate Burleson on my team.
That was a bad... Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, it's greasy. Where am I?
But I guess that's what the team was back then.
It is what it is.
But look, where is Team Don? Okay, but you know what I got? Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and here I am 7 years later. I don't fucking change my mind.
So that's the story. That's the real story.
That's the real story.
And you guys all know that happened. So you can hide behind your lies if you want to. You can hide behind your stories.
Yeah.
But you guys all know what happened. You guys all know what I did.
Moreover, we know that Faniff was playing you, and if he wasn't playing you, it would never happen. You tried to stack the deck in Derek's favor. It just didn't work out. But he would have never allowed it to stack the deck if you were playing me. For example.
I was poised to beat Mike that week, and
I know.
I was happy to beat him.
Ray Rice was doing 25 a game,
but
it was Ray Rice and Bolden. I was right, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I had to make a choice. Do I try to win for third? Try to burn people with me?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take them down. Well, we appreciate you coming on as always. Thank you for the fireball.
Absolutely,
of course. Guys. We will be posting this up as soon as we can, and we'll be back at it later this week. We're doing 2 in 1 week, Don.
Yeah, Wednesday night. Wednesday night's the next one.
Back by popular demand. Final thoughts?
I'm just happy that Ed came on and just explained this. So this is going to be immortalized. Like, there's no more bullshit. There's no more what happened there. There's no more that Mike was the good guy.
He never has been and never will be.
Mike, sorry, fuck, I keep saying his name. The commissioner witnessed the collusion and allowed it to happen. And even he's saying that he was trying to actively collude. And I'm not even mad that he tried to do it. Here's the thing, though. Fast forward a few years later, we X Ed out of that league because he's not allowed to be in it because he cheated the fuck out of it, and his roommate Derek would never be allowed to be near our league because fuck that guy, and I don't care if you're listening. Derek, go fuck yourself. I haven't seen you in years, and I don't care about you anyways. Is that okay?
That's totally fine.
Yeah, go fuck yourself even more because that Ed gave me a smile there.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's even easier, you fucking weirdo. Anyway, so now if you go to real quick
to 2013
to 2017, the PPR league. That we have a secondary league that Corey's in, that Ed's in, that I'm in, and we're all in here together. And the reason that league exists, and I know everybody listening that listens to our podcast goes, why is Ed in this league? Well, the reason Ed is in this league is because I am a good friend. Because I am a gracious friend. Because when my friend says to me, listen, I know I got kicked out of your league last year. I'm not happy not playing fantasy. We need to start another league. I just open another league fucking up. Boop. And that's the Sunday Morning Supper Club. So Ed's in that.
Which you tried to kill this year.
Well, I tried to pass on.
Probably will try to kill next year.
I always try to, but now I'm coming back. I'm going to win this fucking thing. So anyways. So a quick update for the PPR listeners. Eddie, you are in Ring the Bell, Drop the Mic. Okay, so why is your name Ring the Bell, Drop the Mic?
Le'Veon Bell, Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, Game of Jones. I don't even have Julio. And then we've got King Alshon Joffrey. I don't mind that. So I'm ahead of both of you in the East, and I'm just going to continue to be.
What is ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca warrior.
What's that mean?
Ayahuasca is what Ernest went down to Peru to smoke.
Okay.
Ayahuasca is it's like the DMT. It's the mushrooms. It's the
it's
psilocybin.
like that. Yeah.
Ayahuasca warrior.
That's cool.
Yeah. So the Ayahuasca warrior is the only team that has more points than
top
me.
deck.
Anyways,
that's your final thought.
My final thought?
That was it.
Yeah, sure. I'm done. I got nothing else to talk about.
I just want to say thanks to the both of you having me on. This is a great show. You got a good little setup.
Wendy Law Studios.
I love it.
Bringing it strong. If you want to come on next week, give us a shout. We're going Wednesday night. Or be prepared to phone in or email into the Ashley Sayers inbox.
Yeah.
Spin the Whiskey, Coquitlam Whiskey Barrel Podcast. What are we, episode 8, 9?
8.
We never thought we'd come this far.
We never do.
And we never will.